Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Coach Adamir, and I'm back with another episode of Living Your Best Life. So, thanks for joining. I hope everyone had a great week, and I hope you enjoyed your Easter weekend with your family and your friends, if that's something that you do. If not, I still hope you enjoyed your weekend, all right? Um, Today, I want to talk about injuries. We all suffer through them, right? And how they can set us back in relation to our goals and possibly hinder our progress and maybe mentally set us back as well. I specifically want to talk about how we can overcome those emotions that come with it, that come with getting hurt, as well as um, helping us focus on factors that we can control to maintain our progress or even keep going forward with our progress. There are ways to just keep going forward, even though you can't specifically train. Okay. Um, Full disclosure for today, you guys, I wanted to be a little more authentic with this episode, so I don't really have I have a couple things I want to talk about. I have minimal notes today. I may go off in tangents. I may lose track of what I'm talking about, or my train of thought or whatever. So please forgive me ahead of time, but bear with me, stick with me. Um, it basically, when it comes to these topics in the week that we're in the cycle that I like to go through with motivational episodes and motivational weeks, is I want to speak from experience as much as possible so that I experience the same things you do, and the advice, I guess you could say, that I give here, or the tips, pointers, whatever it may be that you hear from me here, is from my personal experience as well as from um, others' experience in my life that I've been a part of. Just so that it's not, I'm not preaching to you. I'm not sitting here trying to say that I'm better than anybody or than you. It's more just, I think, personal experience um, speaks more. And so I want to bring more of that to you. So, like I said, today's kind of minimal in notes, more, I guess, freestyle. So, first time doing it. Bear with me, guys. um, so, as far as getting injured, right? You've been working really hard in the gym. You're seeing progress in your physique. You're feeling better. Your fit clothes better. Your clothes fit better. Um, you're able to keep up with your kids outside, or whatever it may be that's making you feel good about the work that you're doing. You're just so happy that hard work's paying off, right? And you can't wait to keep going and just keep moving forward. And you're like, man, I can't wait to like hit my goal, and I can fit into these jeans, or I can run a mile in a certain time, or whatever it may be, right? Then, boom, out of nowhere, injury. And it doesn't even have to be a major injury. Like there's ankles. You can jam your ankle. You can tweak it even just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a full sprain or a break or anything like that. A knee injury, you can just have tightness, soreness when you bend it, anything like that. Hamstring, your foot, back. A lot of people have back pain, and sometimes it hinders them when they're trying to work out. Shoulder pain, neck pain. Um, like 5 out of 8 of those are me right there. But there's a number of those things that can set us back, and it's going to put our training on hold. And so our progress is going to take a hit, right? But there are things that we can focus on to not only overcome the mental stress and anxiety that comes with dealing with an injury, but also to ensure that all of our progress doesn't go to waste. Okay, I'm going to use me as an example, because like I said, it's just better from real experience. And I want my shows to give you a glimpse of my life a little bit, and how I deal with the things that any one of you can also deal with. Right? So last week, I was running my usual sprints on Tuesday, in the back of our gym where I work. And I will admit, I was feeling a little tired to begin with. I just didn't get a good night's sleep. Um, I think I was feeling pretty dehydrated. I didn't drink enough water the day before. I don't know why. I really don't. But I felt it. And not to say that I felt tired enough to say I'm not going to run, but I knew I was a little more tired. So today would be a little more challenging to get through the work. Um, so enough for me to notice, but not enough for me to stop, right? I'm just not one of those that's going to stop. just because I'm a little bit tired. But I felt great through the sprints, and I get to my 10th and final sprint. I'm almost there, and on one reach of the leg to get a little extra burst of speed, my hamstring just tightened up on me, and it just, I knew immediately something was wrong. I slowed down. I couldn't obviously run as fast anymore. I was slowing my body weight down, and it just, the worst thing came to mind. I just thought, shit, I just tore my hamstring. Like, I've never felt something like that before, especially in my hamstring. Um, and of course, we always think the worst thing. I know it's not just me. We always think the worst thing happened, and so immediately my mind went to the worst thing. But thankfully for me, it was nothing more than just a grade 2 hamstring strain. So all I really needed to do was rest, recover, rehab, just ice, heat, anti-inflammatory, things like that. So nothing crazy, but enough to stop me from continuing with my program for this last week and possibly the next few days. So, anyways, at this point, Tuesday, back to Tuesday, right after I get hurt, I'm thinking, as I'm sure you would, like, man, this sucks. You know, I'm doing so well. I've been making such good progress. I'm sticking to my program. I'm actually feeling the results as well. Other people are noticing, and it's making me feel good that I'm making such great progress with all this hard work that I'm doing. Um, and now you're stuck, right? Now I'm stuck because my hamstring won't let me do what I need to do. But, at this point, I can understand anyone's frustration because I was extremely frustrated. I don't like being hurt. Not because it hurts, like, I don't mind the pain. I just don't like it's stopping me. Like, it's holding me back. I freaking hate it. Um, anyways, so I went home that day thinking, it's gonna feel worse tomorrow. Because you know how injuries, after you sleep and you rest, you wake up the next morning, you try to stand on it or move or whatever, it's just pain worse than the day before. Like, how? Right? So I was certain that that's what was going to happen. So I decided, all right, obviously I'm not working out tomorrow, not going to work out the rest of the week, may not work out next week, but rehab and focus on flexibility, core training, my mobility, and my nutrition as soon as the next day. And no matter how much it hurt, I just had to start. Okay, because those are the only things that I could do that were in my control, that were going to ensure that my progress was up to me and that it kept going, or that I at least maintained my progress. Okay, so especially when it comes to nutrition, if I fell off on that while I was hurt, that's just you don't want to do that, right? So I knew that if I focused on those things, if I focused on my rehab, if I focused on my core training, my core strengthening, my strengthening exercises around my hamstring, I knew that I could improve my chances of a speedy recovery. And so because of that, thankfully, say Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 days after my injury, I can probably say maybe in 3 or 4 days, I'd be almost back to full strength into my regular training routine. I probably won't sprint for a little bit still, but I can definitely be ready for my regular training regimen. So we'd say 8 to 10 days total out from the initial injury is not so bad, considering how much longer I would have been put out if I didn't take care of the factors that I could control. Right? So the ones that I mentioned, first one, nutrition, right? If you're hurt, you have to stick to your nutritional guide, plan, meal plans, whatever it is that you do for your nutrition while you're training for something, while you're trying to lose weight, lose body fat, build muscle, whatever your goal is, right? Whatever you've done with that, you have to stick to it. Just because you're hurt and not working out doesn't mean, oh, okay, well, I'll just stop for a little bit and I'm going to go get a burger down the street on the corner at Wendy's. Don't do that, please. Okay, it's not, I know it's comfort food too, so you're like, I'm hurt, fuck it, I'm just going to eat a burger. Don't, all right? Because on top of you not moving because you're hurt, right, you're not having the same energy output, you're going to have to reduce your calorie input. Right? You can't have the same input of calories if you're not exercising every day anymore, because you're not going to be using that energy. Okay? You're also going to have to stay extremely hydrated. Okay, make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. Um, my, I guess, best rule of thumb here is just every hour, grab your water bottle, whatever you're drinking, drink from it for 10 seconds. Count to 10. Do 2 sips of 5 seconds, whatever. Just count to 10 seconds every hour as you drink your water. Okay, you'll more than likely get more water than you're drinking now, and that'll be enough for now. The other thing you're gonna want to do when you're hurt is you're gonna want to eat anti-inflammatory foods, right? So in the area of the injury, there's gonna be obvious inflammation. So in order to help speed up that process of inflammation being reduced, we can feed our bodies with the proper nutrition, right? So if you need ideas, you can go with berries and cherries. Those are really good fruits that are full of antioxidants. Fatty fish, broccoli, avocados, green tea, peppers, mushrooms, grapes, turmeric, which is good to put in smoothies or on food, or even those immunity shots or wellness shots that you can get. Extra virgin olive oil is great. Dark chocolate and cocoa. And I mean, come on, who wouldn't want some chocolate, right? When you're hurt, when you're not feeling well. And tomatoes are also a good option. So keep that in mind when an injury does occur. Keep your nutrition on point. You don't want to just binge on snacking throughout the day and just kind of not necessarily give up, but I'm not working out. I might as well have that pint of Ben and Jerry's. Just don't. All right. Reduce your calorie intake, hydrate plenty, and then eat anti-inflammatory foods. All right. Second thing we can control is our rehab and recovery. All right. So when it comes to rehab, depending on the severity of the injury, you want to start with light stretching, as far as your range of motion allows. Don't be too aggressive with it. Hold for about 3 to 5 seconds. Typically, we want to hold for about 20 to 30 seconds when we're feeling healthy. But when you're injured, and if it's a muscle injury, 3 to 5 seconds at a time, 10 to 12 reps, just repeat for 3 sets. All right, you're going to want to put heat on your joints, heat on your muscles, ice as well to reduce any swelling, heat to get some healthy blood flow through there as well. And then if you know of or can find help for any joint or muscle group specific training, then do those as quickly as your body allows you to do them. You don't want to wait too long to strengthen your healing joints or muscles, because they're going to heal in that weakened state. So you want to strengthen them as they heal. All right. Another option is electrical stim. Those are those pads you put on the muscle tissue. Hook it up to a control panel, and then it'll shoot electrical impulses and stimulate the muscles there without causing any other injury, because you're not putting any force on those muscles. It's just electrical stimulation, really just kind of shocking those muscles and flexing them. All right. Another one you can do is your flexibility and mobility exercises. So if you have joint pain, you have muscle pain, work on those stretches, go through those exercises 3 to 4 times a week. Just do the rehab. And rehab's boring, like I get it, but you got to do it as soon as possible, and you got to do it for as long as you need to. Okay. And then the other thing you want to do is maintain your core strength. All right. If you have a strong trunk, strong core, everything else around you is going to benefit from it. All right. So stretch, heat or ice, joint or muscle specific strength training, electrical stim, flexibility and mobility, and then core strengthening. All right. And then the last thing we can control is our mindset. All right. We have to have a positive attitude when it comes to these things. All right. The most important thing is to not get down on yourself, right? We have to realize injuries happen. You see it all the time in sports. They happen. They can be prevented, of course, and we have so many resources now at our disposal that the prevention of injuries is at a much higher caliber now, and the recovery from injury is also at a much higher caliber. All right, but injuries sometimes just happen anyways, and sometimes it's our body's way of telling us to take it easy, bro. I'm tired, so I'm gonna f up your hamstring and make you take 10 days off, right? um, and then use this time to get better at other areas where you see a need for improvement. So if you're not doing well with your nutrition, if you're not snacking properly, if you're not understanding your portions, let's start to figure that out. You have more time for that now. Okay? If you don't know certain exercises that you can do even when you're done recovering to strengthen those joints, to strengthen those muscle groups, learn that now so that when you are healthy, you can just implement that and not have to worry so much about a possible future injury. Okay? Again, sometimes freak accidents happen, but certain injuries can be prevented. And you don't want to have any sort of negativity. You don't want to be mad or upset or frustrated, because it honestly, it can probably make things worse. You know, you have this negativity in your body and your body's trying to heal. It's kind of counterintuitive. So one thing I want you guys to remember: injuries are a part of life. All right. Oh, sorry, real quick before I wrap it up. Last thing we can control is our mindset, right? So have a positive attitude. Don't get down on yourself. Sometimes injuries is our body's way of telling us to take it easy. Use this time to get better at things that you need to improve on, and then try to maintain positivity around your recovery. So, like I said, one thing to remember is injuries are a part of life. Whether we stub our toe on the end of a coffee table, step on a Lego, Audrey's gonna laugh at this one, cut our finger slicing an avocado, or cut our hand, whatever. Playing sports, recreationally, we got in our pickup games or our league sometimes, and we get a sprained ankle, we knock knees with somebody or whatever, it happens. But it doesn't mean that our progress has to stop, that all our hard work has to be put on hold. Okay, there are things that we can do to speed up our recovery and get us back on track. And while we're in a position where we can't work out for a while, we have to make sure that we don't let up on those other disciplines, that we don't break those other great habits we've built, or else we may find ourselves in a hole when we come out of this injury. All right, we may be set so far back that we're just crawling out of a deep hole after we're fully recovered, that we end up being further back than when we got injured. So don't get discouraged. Don't get down on yourself. At least not for too long, okay? I got frustrated immediately. I was upset at first. And I was upset for a couple hours, probably the rest of the day. Let's not lie about it, okay? But I knew that it wasn't going to do anything for me if I kept that bad mood for the next few days or through the night. I had to let it go and just go to sleep and hope that my body responds kindly to me, because I'm going to kindly take care of it as well. All right? Being negative, being angry, and being in a bad mood is just not conducive for recovery. And I said it earlier, although recovery and rehab and all those mundane, repetitive exercises can be boring, if you're hurt, please don't skip or half-ass the rehab. Okay, your body's gonna thank you. Well, that's all from me, guys. Thanks for joining me. I really hope this encourages you if you've been experiencing an injury, or if you ever do get injured, which I hope you don't, obviously. You remember to go back to this episode, listen to it a little bit, get some advice, get some encouragement, and stick to your habits, and I promise you'll get back on track as soon as your body allows. All right, so don't forget to follow my Instagram. There'll be weekly posts on there. There'll be videos on there as well for some workouts, some live videos where I just talk about what I feel like talking about in that moment. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys all next time, all right? Remember, have a great week. Love yourself. And please go be the best version of yourself. Bye.